Good morning, guys. So I'm just nipping out early, try and beat the forecast rain. Imagine it raining in Scotland, unbelievable. But following on from my last video, where I flew the Mini 3 with the FPV goggles and the controller 2, I had pretty poor signal with that, quite disappointed. But I've seen a lot of people seem to be unhappy that with DJI, that it's only the motion controller 2 that's supported at the moment. I mean, that may change, never know. There seems to be a lot of interesting people want to fly the supported drones with the goggles, but with the normal controller. I've seen on YouTube, and even had a few of my subs message me saying that, oh, there's been a workaround that you can actually do this. So I thought I'd nip it and test it, see if it works. Also want to test my new Fly app from them clever guys at TWEEKS. I've not tried that yet. And I had put a video up there showing that you could hot swap the hack onto the RM330. While it was working, it was bound and showing FCC mode. I tried a flight yesterday evening, and when the drone's getting GPS, it's kicking it out FCC mode and back to CE mode. So I've pulled that video for the now because I don't want them to be wasting their time doing the steps and it's not going to work. I have reached out to more technical people, might be able to give us an answer on this if it's something that's just not going to work or if there's a workaround. So I need to come back to that one when I've done a bit more testing. And I might also bind the Mini 3 with the motion controller again and the goggles and just see if the signal's still pretty poor. Where I'm going is my normal training ground, as I call it, where I'll go and test my birds after firmware updates, check everything's okay. And I don't normally get signal issues, so it'll be interesting to see if it's much the same. But what I have found out is that obviously when you're flying your drone, you've got signal going to the drone and your video feed coming back. But when you're using the goggles, there's two devices involved then. So you've got the signal going for the remote, and then you've got the video feed coming back to the goggles. So we'll see, we'll get a wee try, see if it's any better. It might be something they can fix with a firmware update. But I'll get up here and I'll get set up and start off with see if I can get a normal controller to work with the FPV goggles. Seemingly you have to put your goggles on, then switch them off once you've got the feed, and then put the drone up and then put the goggles back on and it'll connect. So I'm going to get a wee try. A wee foxy there. It's just starting to get a wee bit light, so time I get set up and that, hopefully it'll be bright enough to do the wee tests. I do fly in CE mode all the time because I've got a couple of RM330s. I don't think it's a great controller, but I do love testing this stuff out to see if it actually works. So if you want to do your FCC, use your RCN1. It's proven it works. So on that note, I'll get back to you once I'm set up. Right, so that's all good. And then we try powering the goggles up again. We've got the view through the goggles. And we're flying with the normal controller. Cool. Let's see how the signal goes. Get a wee bit of height. So that's down to 25 megabits, which is, it's starting to drop. But the HD and RC signal's still strong. What's our distance? 600 feet. Still looking good. Well, there you go, the signal's better than what it was when I tried it the first time. Definitely is better. Down to 21 megabits, but there's a HD signal dropping a wee bit there. Right here, that's no bad distance, so no push my luck too much. There we go. Right, so FCC mode enabled. See, I fly in CE mode. I just want to test this, see if it works. It's up to you if you do or you don't. No for me to judge. Okay. Let's see how she goes. It's looking good. Only 24 quid. Can't grumble. So I think I'll bring her in. We'll just put the motion controller up to see how the signal goes with that. Quack, quack. Break off. Well, that's just normal mode. Let's see how the signal behaves. Oh, that's lovely, that sky. Oh, the signal's, I would say the signal's better this time. Do you know, if the signal's working, it's not a bad way to fly. Would be easier for new folk. Definitely is very intuitive. Head tracking's back. Okay, put that up. So let's give this a wee try again. Break off. I think the key here is going to be to learn to turn your head slow and smooth, if possible. Right, turn the drone. And try to coordinate yourself with how the drone's going. So we should be able to look still. To be goosey goose, duck, something. How far can you look through in a far way? The signs. That's incredible. Just how far you can look round. Right, so as I say, just going out for a wee quick test. See what we could get working there. Right.